Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Spagazi William if you don't know, or if you don't know how to pronounce it. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about my microblading process. I had my eyebrows microbladed, and yeah, I'm just going to tell you a little bit more of that. I'm going to give you some vlog footage of like it actually being done and all that stuff, and I'll just talk through it just to explain it. So if you want to know how I got my eyebrows microbladed and they look like this without me filling them in at all, not touching them and all that stuff, carry on watching. Okay, so basically the process started with the fact that I have never had eyebrows, essentially. Like, okay, I have a good brow at the beginning, so like this first half of my brow was really good, and then the second half sort of grew like down here somewhere, and it didn't have an arch or anything. So what I would do to make my brows, you know, to get like a good Instagram brow or just a very good arch brow, I'd have to shave off like all the hair, so I'd only be left with like a half an eyebrow, and then would be sort of like a bald patch. So I just didn't like doing that, and I didn't like the fact that, let's say I were to go swimming with people or something, I wouldn't be able to like come out the water looking the same. So I didn't like that, and I decided for my 21st birthday that as a gift to myself, I'm going to get my eyebrows microbladed. And it had to be a gift because it was quite a bit of money. I'm going to just get into like the details of where I did it and all that stuff. So basically I found the Urban Beauty Lounge in Cape Town. It's in the gardens if you are in Cape Town, like in that area at Wembley Square specifically. And the person who did my eyebrows was Zoe, and she was amazing. She was just amazing. Her as a person, great. So it was just great to like know that the person that you having your eyebrows, like, because it's like a lot of trust to have someone do your eyebrows, is so welcoming, and you know, you can talk to. And I didn't feel at all scared of like saying no, I'd like it arched a little bit more, I wanted to come in a little bit more, and you know, we could discuss this. Because sometimes I speak a little fast, because sometimes when you're doing things like your hair and all these things, and you go to like a salon where they deal with beauty, you just like, if someone's not as welcoming, you kind of feel like, what, you know, you don't know if you're allowed to say I don't like that, I want it like that. So she was really good. I do suggest that if you're going there, if you are very specific or something, I went with her, so you could say, hey, I'd like to, you know, be done by Zoe and all that stuff. So I went there, and the first session was 2,500 Rand, which in my opinion is not that expensive considering it is like a process. Okay, so getting into the process, my weave. Okay, y'all know I'm so real. Like the fact that I'm scratching my weave and saying it's my weave that's itching. Wow. Anyway, so I went there with my mom the first time so she could help me record everything that they're doing, and I'm going to be showing like the process, the clips of the process right now. They're gonna start showing, and I'll just carry on speaking. So basically it started with like the numbing cream, and then her and I consulted a little bit about what I want and what my brows look like. She also told me, like, you know, she was explaining the entire process to me and how it was going to work and all those, like, all the good stuff. And you sign a waiver, and you know, you obviously have to say if you are allergic to things and all that kind of stuff. And then we went through the process of her actually measuring out my eyebrows, which I feel like you guys have seen Instagram pictures of people actually sitting there and they have like these ruler stickers on their face and everything. So that was literally it, as you can see. So she measured out my eyebrows, she measured out where my natural arch should be, and all these like things that have to do with eyebrows that are very technical, that she understands. And I think beauty gurus also more or less understand, but obviously her knowledge is more in depth, as you can see that she just did the thing. Okay, there were rulers everywhere, and I was very happy about that. I like the fact that this is going to be precise, you know, because I was paying quite a bit of money to get a good brow. From there, we obviously just kept looking at it, and then I'd say, oh, I want that, and she'd be like, okay, this is where that is meant to be, but this is, you know, what we can do, and all these things. Because I really wanted like my arch is meant to be quite high, the way my eyebrows naturally grow, but I just wanted it to be quite prominent, I could say. I wanted a natural Instagram brow, essentially. That's where I think that's where my end goal was. But I also wanted to have a really good natural brow, because the microblading does last 2 to 3 years. So obviously if like the trends change, I can't just have this really high arch brow and then I just hate it or whatever. So we were working with the natural brow, my natural arch, my natural everything. And then from there she went on to like start the brow. And basically what the whole process is, it's like they use a blade. They use a blade that has a whole bunch of really tiny needles in it to make up the blade, so that it like actually cuts into the skin, because this is like a semi-permanent tattoo, so it has to sort of cut into the skin a little bit to get the pigment into that part so that it looks like a brush, like a stroke. So the whole idea is that we're drawing on hair strokes, so that when you're looking at it in total, it looks like you have a full brow, you know. I think it's called 4D or 3D brows in like some places, but that's sort of what it does. It gives you the look of a full brow. It looks like a brow because of this, how tiny the strokes are. They look like real hairs and all of that. So that's what we were going for. And she began the process, and this is where I'm going to give my honest opinion, because before I went to get my eyebrows microbladed, I actually watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos of people getting the eyebrows microbladed, or people giving reviews about how the whole process was, and a lot of them were like, it was so, but the numbing cream helped and all these things, but then some of them were like, it was really painful, I couldn't stand it. And for me, I am scared of pain personally, so the first set of strokes that she did, so obviously they're gonna stroke once, like she's gonna cut in once, then she's gonna go over all of that again. So the first set that she did, where she just, you know, like the first time she actually started the eyebrow, I wanted to cry. I was like quaking. I mean, my mom said I looked perfectly fine. My mom was like, you look like nothing was affecting you, you looked like it wasn't sore or anything. But I will not lie, it was quite painful, but that's because also I'm just so sensitive. So it was really painful. Not painful in the sense that I had to cry. I mean, I wanted to, but it wasn't that painful that I just naturally, you know, when something's so painful that you just cry without even trying to. It wasn't that bad, but I will say it was a lot more painful than what I expected, and I think that was because of the YouTube videos and the YouTubers telling me, no, the numbing cream is fine. But after that first set of strokes that she did, she put on more numbing cream. Then after that, I couldn't feel it. So the next, I think she did about 3 times. So in between each time, she'd put more numbing cream on. And then after that, like after the first set, I didn't feel a thing. It was not painful or anything. And then it was fine. So I guess other YouTubers just didn't, like, you know, fully explain that difference, where it's like the first set is, I mean, there is numbing cream, but it clearly, you can still feel it. But then after the, like, you know, when you're going into the second and the third time, I didn't feel anything at all. And I was like, okay, whew, we're okay. So that was good. And obviously Zoe is really great. She was like asking, are you okay, is everything fine, is it sore, and all these things. So that also helped me, like, you know, feel a lot better and everything. And then she also in between does ask, like, do you like where it's going, do you like how it looks and everything, and I did. Then when we were done, there was obviously the whole process of the eyebrows healing, which she gave me a pamphlet which tells me, like, from this day to this day, this is what happens. So there's a whole healing process where, like, first your eyebrows, you're not allowed to touch them at all, or wet them at all for 5 days. So, you know, so that they can heal, they can dry heal, and then after that they start to get itchy and they peel. You shouldn't scratch them if they're peeling, because that takes off the pigment. So there's a whole lot of technicalities that obviously when you're doing the brows they'll tell you in detail. I can't give you everything because I did this like over a month ago. This was the first session I did over a month ago. Then you have to wait about 6 weeks. I did 8 weeks because I wasn't obviously in Cape Town like before, just after the 6 weeks ended. So I did 8 weeks because that's when the school break was. I came back, and then I went in for a second session. So the second session is to basically make sure that the pigment stays in, as it was explained to me. And this is just to, you know, like, finish off the brow. If there are things that you didn't like from the first session and you noticed over the 6 weeks or whatever, you'll just like say, hey, can we add a stroke here, can you add a stroke there? For me, the first brow, because it was obviously measured according to like my face, and I've just noticed that when I do my brows, I like to bring them in a little bit, because I've noticed that when your brow sort of like follows your nose as well, so when you have like just a bit of a wider brow, in my opinion, I feel like it like makes my nose like even bigger. It probably doesn't, but like I just feel that way. So I just asked her to bring it in a little bit more. Like I said, I also wanted it to look a bit Instagram-y, so I asked her to bring it in a little bit more, and this is where it is. And then yeah, and then we just went over the brows, and this is how the brows like came out. I haven't touched them. I did them earlier today, and this, like, you know, they look so good, and I haven't even filled them in. Another reason why I decided to do this was because I wanted to be able to like wake up in the morning and go to school and not have to do my makeup or have to fill my brows. So because my brows are such a big insecurity of mine, I would make sure every single day that I fold in my brows. Like I would never ever go to school without filling in my brows, even if it makes me late, because that's just how insecure I was. So I decided that this would help, you know, and this does help. Like just from the last session, a lot of the time I wasn't wearing makeup every day. I didn't feel the need to, because I had that sort of end piece. Also, I think I forgot to mention, the second session did cost about 1,800 and something. So in total, it basically was like 4.3, 4.4 around in total. Okay, so just to give you guys a better idea of like the process in pictures, I'm going to insert a few pictures. So I'm going to start with the before, which Zoe also took. She recorded everything, so every time I went in, she took before and after pictures. So I'm going to start with the before, which is my beginning brow before we touched it at all, and then I'm going to go into what the brow looked like after the first session. I'm going to go into what the brow looked like before I started my second session and at the end of the second session. Also, now the brow is going to have that same healing process as before. I'm going to go through everything again, and then it will obviously get a little bit lighter and look a lot more natural. This is still quite dark. I mean, I enjoy it being this dark, but I think like let's say I take out my weave, which is completely black. Let's say I think when that happens, it will look a little too dark, a little too weird, but I think once it's healed, it's gonna look a lot more natural. And I don't know, I think it was a great process. I say it's very worthwhile. I also had worries that the fact that I was black, when did I turn, like, the fact that I am black would maybe not like allow me to have the same results, you know. So I was a little bit scared that maybe it won't show up on my skin as much, the pigment and all these things, but so far it has, and I'm happy with that. So if you have a question about like being of color and will it like work as well on you and all these things, I'm not sure if this is the darkest pigment that they have. Maybe they have even darker, I would think, and stuff like that. But yeah, I say it's worthwhile. If you really want to, if it will help you in life, or just for any reason, if you really feel that you need to do that for yourself, I would say do it 110%. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or want to know more about microblading and, you know, all that stuff, I'm gonna leave the links and like the Instagram page and everything for Urban Beauty Lounge, so you guys can contact them. And I'll also write the name of the person who did my brows down like in the description box, so you guys can check all of that information out. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. Just ask me and I shall answer them. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. I'll be coming up with videos every week until exams, I think. I don't know, maybe during exams I'll like sacrifice some time and, you know, give y'all some videos. So yeah, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Yeah. What's up, man?